Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
The bottom ain't no problem. What's up, coach? I see you with the Doge symbol on there. They don't know what's going down though. Mic check 1 1 2 1 2. Everybody here?
Yeah, hey, we live?
Yes, sir. I'm just making sure everybody's voice is good. Coach, I can't hear you. Are you there? I can't hear the coach with the Dogecoin symbol. I'm feeling that quick. Not gonna lie, boys don't know better. Make that investment straight up. Gotta play the market. Coach, that you? Still ain't got the coach. What's going down, people? Little recap from yesterday. Your boy, pretty much for the week. I went 18-7 overall last 4 days. LJ overall, he went 13-6. And the coach went 5-0 on his last couple videos. So as a combined, as a group, we went 35-13 of the last 4 days. Man, that's well over 20 games over 500. So if you're paying attention, if you're watching the show and you're making bets based off our recommendations, there's no way that you're not in the positive. Can't be, unless you're just making your own mistakes. And I ain't got shit to do with your mistakes at the end of the day. Other than that, LJ from Houston, what's going down, my brother? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Made a little bit of money yesterday, so looking to make some more. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, yesterday was shaky. I went 4-3 on our picks. You went 3-2. So we both at the end of the day was over 500. But only by 1 game for each of us. So, but like we always say, a win is a win, even if it's 50 cents, as long as you ain't making no deposits into your account and you only pulling money out, can't do no complaining.
For real.
Can't win every day, but long as we don't lose. So, you know what I'm saying? That's always good. Always good. But so we go flush that week, man. That's 35-13. Great week. We go flush it. It's over with. Time to start a new week, new season. That's kind of how I break my shit down in seasons. I try to cash out on Sundays, leave a little bit in there to play for the rest of the week again. Hopefully I don't got to make no more deposits. Run that shit up till Sunday one more time. Make a withdrawal and we start all over again. You know what I'm saying? Coach, are you in here yet?
Yep.
Mic check 1 2. Can you hear me?
I got you, Coach. You sound clear.
Yeah, man. My shit, it's still recovering from everything. I ain't got my shit right, so.
All to the good, sir.
But
that's what I'm
God's is
doing.
at 42 cents, so I can't complain at all, man.
At all.
Let me go ahead and share it to the people, man. If y'all can hear me.
That whole at 41, but your boy got it like around 23.
Oh, you bought some more?
No, I'm saying when we first jumped on it, like a week before, everybody was talking about it.
Oh yeah. I just had told y'all. I said, hey, y'all better get on it right now.
Got right on that hoe too. Then that hoe exploded. Everybody started talking about it. Took a little dip, which I knew it was because it was getting popular. Everybody running their mouth about it. And then I knew once it dipped, everybody was going to start selling and panicking. And we talked about it. You called me. I said, bro, I'm not even tripping. I told you I'm going to hold this shit for a while. I don't care what happens with it for the next damn near year or two, if not longer. Unless that hoe just explode, then obviously I'm going to, take a little something out to make sure I'm in the positive. But this was a long-term investment. I'm trying to hold that hoe and hope that hoe do what Bitcoin did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
I'm
man, yeah, man, if y'all don't know, man, get y'all investments in, man. I've been looking up, like I told you today before we get into the NBA shit. I was listening to cannabis stocks to buy into today, and a couple other penny stocks I had my eye on. So, man, we gamble all the way around, man. Gambling all the way around over here. Got to get in this market, man. Make my money work for me.
Yeah,
I ain't
man,
trying to slave in the rest of my life. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into the reason we're here, Coach. You do what you do. Go and take us off. I'm going to let you do it.
Oh, man, you know what? There's no Facebook feed right now.
Why?
Because we started, I don't know what time you set it up for, but we started Too late.
I'll share.
I
I'll
don't
share
see
it.
it
I'll go
right.
back and share it later.
Yeah, I don't see it nowhere right now. So gonna have to share that
Yeah, I'll share it when we get done.
share the YouTube.
Oh. Damn, that's some of
It's all good.
our live streamers and people that be coming in and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on 1 second.
Can you do that while I do the first game? Well, I don't think there's no way to do it while we live.
Marley, hey, go. Mike, check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, jump into the first game.
Hey, if you can hear me, just go ahead.
All right. I got it. I hear you. All right, guys, let's get into it. First game we got on the docket, we got the Indiana Pacers. They're going on the road to take on the Washington Wizards. That line has opened up at the Wizards -4. The total has opened up at 245. Let me go on UA to give an official line, make sure everything's still the same. The total has went up half a point, 245.5. It's still -4. Injury report for the Pacers. Lamb, questionable. Sampson, out indefinitely. Warren's been out indefinitely. Turner, out indefinitely. No more Turner. Brogdon, questionable. Sumner, upgraded to probable. And Badazi is questionable. Washington, Bryant, out for the season. He's been out. VJ's out for the season. He's been out. Get over to some of these actual factuals. Indiana, they're 4-2 straight up in their last 6. 5-2 ATS in their last 7 games against Washington. 5-2 straight up in their last 7 games against Washington. Excuse me, the other 5-2 was ATS. 11-4 ATS in their last 15 games when playing on the road against Washington. The total is gone over in 4 of Indiana's last 5. Over in Indiana's 14 of the last 20 versus an Eastern Conference opponent. Washington, 6-1 ATS their last 7. 10-2 straight up in their last 12. 6-1 straight up in their last 7 at home. 10-2 ATS their last 12. 4-1 ATS their last straight up their last 5 games against an opponent from the Eastern Conference. LJ, Pacers +4 in Washington. Do you have a play on this game?
Yes, I do.
I'm listening.
This is the first game. Washington's come back home off this road trip, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I'm thinking that it's gonna be a letdown.
I kind of got a philosophy on that normally tends to lead to a letdown. First game back out the road trip, home cooking, you probably get some from baby. You know, youngsters might be in the club trying to get it, but go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
I mean, Washington is 8-2 in their last 10, and it's just hard for me to take a side, so I settled for the under because Indiana may miss Brogdon. They're already missing Turner, so Brothas is coming back, but I just think that they're not going to score enough points to take over that 240. What is it, 245?
245 in a half. That is a lot of fucking points.
Now, I just told you before we came on here that I was not taking totals no more. But when I looked at these numbers,
but your first play is a total.
My first play is going to be a total under 245 because I can't. Like I said, Indiana, out of 29 games they've been underdogs, they've only won 10. And Washington, like I said, coming back off this road trip, like you said, they got comfortable in their own bed. You know what I'm saying? Some people will say, "Bro, we back at the city. What it do?" You know what I'm saying? And they may not be up for this game like that.
Right.
And they on a nice little streak, so I figure all streaks must come to an end. So
that's true.
I'm not gonna play the side, but I'm gonna take the under as my official play, 245.
All right. So I also have a play on this game. I'm gonna follow you on that under just because of what you just said. No Brogdon, no Turner, no just the injuries that are piling up for Indiana. No Lamb, and Sumner is probably will play. But Dazi, he's been out for a while. Now the only thing that concerns me about that under is the fact that Washington don't play no goddamn defense. They can't stop a motherfucking bloody nose with a rag.
Yeah.
And so, and they fucking give up like what 115 a game, 1 points allowed, 120. These motherfuckers give up 120 a game.
Mm-hmm.
And they scoring 115. So even if their numbers just hold pack, you get 235, which still puts you 10 points short. I don't think Indiana will give you 120 today, even though when I go look at their totals, last 5 games, 152, 130, 133, 131, and 115. Last 5 games, that's how many points they've scored. So, and Washington gives up 120. So they could theoretically get that shit. As a matter of fact, I am not going to follow you on that. I'm just looking at it like, because these boys been scoring like 130.
Can you go back? Can you go back to see how many games Brogdon played those games?
He probably played in
Is
all
that
4
too much?
games. No, I
That's
got
what
it
I'm saying.
right.
If he played in all 4 of those games and he's out tonight, see, this is predicating that he's going to be out.
So the game I won't even count this game. They put up 152 against OKC, but I won't even count that. Brogdon didn't play. They come back the game before that and put up. Hold on. God damn it. They come up the game before that and play Brooklyn. Oh, they scored 130. 113. Brooklyn scored 130. Excuse me. So they scored 113. And I don't believe Brogdon played that game either. Hold on. Box score. Brogdon did play, but he only played 12 minutes.
Okay.
But they only scored 113. I keep saying this 130. That's not them. I take that back. That's Brooklyn scored that 130. They scored 113. And Portland scored 133 on them. They only scored 112. They didn't score 130. But they got the 30s twice, and it was just throwing me off. Actually, I will ride with you now that I'm looking at this correctly. I will recommend and take that 245 under. I also took Washington minus the 4 just because you're right, LJ. All streaks must come to an end. Good thing, all good things must come to an end. All streaks must come to an end. Technically, they're not on the streak. They lost their last game to Dallas by 1 point. 125 to 124. So it's time to start a new streak. The losing streak can come to an end. They're still in 10th in the East. They still get into that playoff game. So until they're out, every game matters. We got like 7 games left, so they still got a chance. They're going to fight. Indiana actually has been fighting their last 5 games, even though technically I think they're in as well. They are in 9th. They're in 9th. Washington's in 10th. So this game does matter to both sides, actually, to try to get in. I just think Indiana's too hurt right now. Washington's playing too good of basketball. I don't bet on what ifs and who are due to do what. I'm following the numbers, and I go with the numbers, and I watch the games, and that's how I determine. Last 10 games, Washington's 8-2, 6-1 at home, 5-0 as a favorite, 8-2 ATS out of those last 10, 5-2 ATS out of that last 10. Rocking with the numbers, I'm taking Washington. Climb up maybe to that 9th spot because I think they're only a game behind Indiana. Looking at their records, 30-33. Yep, 1 game in the win column behind Indiana, 2 in the loss column. So they could pass them before the end of the season. Don't think it really matters. Look like those 2 teams are probably going to play each other in the first round. Coach, you got something on this? Or are you even still there, Coach? I don't know. Don't seem like Coach there right now. So till Coach come back, let's keep it moving. Who said something in the chat? Oh, I got you. That was Coach. All right. Next game I got on the docket. Got the Steph Currys. They going on the road to take on New Orleans Pelicans. That line opened up at the Warriors plus 2.5. Total opened up at 236.5. Check the current line, see if it's still there. Everything's still the same. No line movement. Let's look at the injury report real quick. Warriors, Thompson, I already knew that. Wiggins, questionable. Oubre, downgraded to out. Lee, out. Paschal's been out. Wiseman's been out for the season. Pelicans, Adams is questionable. Hart's been out. Alexander Walker has been out. Actual factuals. Golden State, 2-4 ATS in their last 6 games. 8-4 straight up in their last 12 games. 16-4 straight up in their last 20 games against New Orleans. 17-3 straight up in their last 20 games when playing on the road against New Orleans. 6-2 straight up in their last 8 games against an opponent from the Western Conference. The total is going under in 5 of their last 7. It's also going under in 6 of the last 8 against an opponent in the Southwest Division. New Orleans. Believe it or not, guys, they're 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games. 4-2 straight up in their last 6 games. But they're 3-17 straight up in their last 20 against the Warriors. 4-1 ATS in their last 5 this season. 7-1 ATS in their last 8 games against an opponent from the Western Conference. And they're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against an opponent from the Pacific Division. LJ, Warriors plus 2.5. Do you have anything on this game?
I do have something on this game. I like that you just said 5-1 ATS in the last 6 games to New Orleans. Not only are they 70% to the under, they're top 3 in offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds. And Golden State is last in defensive rebounds. So the edge is to Pelicans. And the fact that Golden State is 13-21 on the road with all the injuries, Oubre, like you said, Wiggins, Steph Curry gonna have to score at least 4 to be in this game. And I don't think he can do it. And plus, I think it's gonna be too much Zion tonight. So my official play is the Pelicans. Minus the 2.5.
Minus the
Official
2.5.
play. Yes.
Pelicanos. 2.5. Steph can score 40 though, right?
Yeah, he can.
Capable?
Where the other points gonna come from?
Wiggins?
So
Sean, what's going down, my brother?
Huh?
Oh.
No, I said Wiggins was out.
Is he out? I thought I said I don't remember saying that, did I?
Oh, okay.
Questionable.
Questionable. Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, he's injured. He's injured right now. Pelicans healthy.
Yeah, that's true.
For the most part.
Yeah, I hate that they don't have. I like them better with Zion and Adams. But
yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, look. Let me quit bullshitting. Ultimately, I'm right there with you. I took the Pelicans. I did do the money line, just because this team. I've been saying this all year. They're so fucking inconsistent, bro. It just I don't know, what Pelicans team is gonna come out there. However, Steph just ain't got no help tonight. I don't mind Wiggins being out, but I need Oubre. I need somebody else in the lineup that can shoot the ball. Because it's not like Steph really played a point guard. It's kind of like Draymond for the most part. You know what I'm saying? He sets Steph up for his shots, and if there's nobody else to throw the ball to, it's like there's nobody else to throw the ball to. Steph, that's it. So I can't ride with them. They're not getting enough points. Maybe if I could catch them like at 5, something like that, I'll love it. I'll love it at 5. But 2.5, I don't like. And as much as I do talk shit about the Pelicans, last 5 games, they won 3 of the last 5. The Minnesota win in overtime. I know it looks like shit on paper, but Minnesota's been playing very good basketball, or at least.
And they had to come back in that game. They had to come back in that game.
Right. I won't say good basketball, but they've been playing decent basketball the last couple of weeks. So that wasn't necessarily an easy win. The Pelicans are in 11th in the West, so they theoretically they're still alive. They still could catch who is in the 10th spot. The Warriors are in 9th. Who the hell is in 10? I have to check the standings, but it's somebody that they can catch record wise because they're only 3 games back from the Warriors who are in 9th. So still got a lot of stuff to play for. Game means a lot. I think you're right about Zion tonight. I expect a big night for Zion. Might need to look at Zion prop bet because who's in the paint? Looney? Is that who's protecting the paint for the Warriors right now? Looney?
I would guess so.
Yeah. Zion go destroy that guy tonight. So yeah, I got the Warriors Pelicans. I was thinking about the over at 236.5, but I just got to lean right now. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, like I said, I can't trust who's going to bring the points. So it may be a one-sided game, bro, for the most part. And I
What's
can't
up,
trust
Travis?
the fact that Golden State going to get their average of points with the average by 10 a game. I can't trust that they can score that. You see what I'm saying? So I just took the side because I think the Pelicans got the advantage on the boards and the paint, and they've been playing good. You know, like we say, you brought the team that's hot at the moment, man.
Hey, what's up, Travis? Appreciate you joining the show. If you see that ticker going through the bottom in green, man, you can check out our record over the last week in NBA. So we always post our records every day, show how accountable we are. I'm saying you can judge for yourself. That's what we're looking at right now. Last week as a combined group, we went 35-13. I'm Marley. I went 18-7. My boy LJ went 13-6. The coach is the guy with the Dogecoin. He went undefeated, but he only gave 5 plays, but 5 plays that were undefeated. So, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you joining, man. Like, comment, subscribe. All right, let's keep it going. Keep it going.
Mike,
Coach,
check.
you want to work the board? What's the next game, Coach?
Can you hear me? Am I in there?
You in here?
Okay, bet. Real quick. So I got both of you guys plays. I got LJ official play Pelicans -2.5, and then I got you -2.5. What was y'all's play on the Wizards game, real quick?
We're both on the under 245.5, and I'm on Washington -4. My Pelicans play is a money line though. Not my LJ has 2.5, but I got the money line.
Okay. All right. Real quick, I want to give who's hurt for that game.
Well, which game?
Wizards.
Injury report real quick.
Brogdon was questionable.
Yeah, for the Wizards, Brian and VG, they're the 2 people that's out. They've been out. For the Pacers, Lamb is questionable. Sampson is out. Warren's been out for the season. Turner is out. Brogdon is questionable. Sumner has been upgraded to probable, and Badazi is questionable. Badazi's been out for a couple weeks, I think, at least one.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna ride with these. My official play for that one. I'm gonna ride with these Wizards money line.
Yes.
I wanna take them first half because they have been doing well in the first half.
Yeah, I jumped on that already. Actually, I was gonna make that my official play instead of the 4, but actually, I do want to do that since you since you said that, because that is a play I did make. Because when I saw it, I liked it better than the 4. Because Indiana has been playing better ball. So, yeah, I want to change my official play. I'm still on the 4. I took the 4 though, but I want my official play to be first half -2.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make my official play Wizards first half as well. But I like the money line to win the game too.
So your official play though, first half -2.
First half -2 and money line for the full game.
And money line full game. Okay. All right.
And so right now we're on this Warriors Pelicans. So Steph, is Draymond playing?
Draymond is not listed on the injury report, so I assume that means he is.
Yeah, I would lean towards the Pelicans if I was gonna make a play for that, but I'm off of it. So y'all got it. All right, well, I can take over from here, T.
Go ahead.
Just going through this stuff so y'all can get the deal. So we got the Spurs taking on. The Spurs are taking on Utah. Did we cover Let's just start off with that. Spurs versus Utah. That line opened up in favor of Utah -6.5. The total's at 224.5. Right now, that line is still in favor of Utah -7.5. And the total's at 220.5. To get to the actual factuals, because I had another game pulled up. I apologize. I'm all over the place. So the Spurs, they're 31-32 on the year, 35-27-1 against the spread, while the Utah Jazz, they're 46-18, 36-27-1 against the spread, and they are still fighting to lock in that number one spot in the Western Conference. Right now, San Antonio, they're 5-0-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5. They're 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games against Utah against the spread. They're 5-0-1 against the spread in the last 6 games on the road. They're 1-6 straight up in the last 7 games when playing on the road against Utah. 4-0-1 against the spread in the last 5 games this season, and their unders hit 14 out of the last 18 against a Western Conference opponent. But they're 0-5 straight up in the last 5 games against a Northwest Division opponent. Utah Jazz, they're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 7. They're 13-7 straight up in the last 20 games this season. The overs hit 12 out of the last 16 against San Antonio. They're 0-5 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing at home, though. 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games when playing at home against San Antonio. 3-8 against the spread in the last 11 games this season. The unders hit 4 out of the last 6 when playing against an opponent in the Western Conference. But they're 11-2 straight up in the last 13 games against an opponent in the Southwest Division. Injury reports right now, T. Lyles, he has been downgraded to out for today's game, as well as Murray. For Utah, Conley, he is still downgraded to out for this game as well. San Antonio Spurs, they're on a 3-game losing streak to Miami, Boston, and yesterday they lost 113-111 against Philly. While Utah, they are on a 1-game win streak. They beat Toronto 106-102 on May 1st. San Antonio Spurs versus Utah Jazz. Marley, what you got?
Quick, that boy United Dave just put that Jeremy Lamb and Brogdon has been ruled out for that Pacer game. Appreciate that, United Dave. Shout out. Dave fuck with us. I say this every show, man. I fuck with that boy United Dave. Back to the game. No Mitchell, no Conley. So I've been fading the Jazz here of late. I got the Spurs +7 just to make it quick. I like it. The only thing that scares me is that the Spurs played last night. They coming off a back-to-back. Not only did they play last night, they went into overtime with the 76ers. So you got an extra half, third of a quarter on their legs to travel. But this is a young team. DeMar DeRozan is the only, pretty much the only vet, the only old guy. And they get the point guard, not Lyles. LJ, what's the other point guard? Is it White for the Spurs? The other young guard? Murray. Murray didn't play last night, and he's playing today, so he should be rested. Patty Mills, those guys are relatively young, so I'm not that concerned. They're on a 3-game losing streak, but 2 of those games were in overtime, and then they lost to Miami by 4. Like, the Spurs are playing hard as they can. I'm not going to say they're playing good basketball, but they're playing competitive basketball. They're in the games. I don't know if they can go in Utah and get a win, but I don't think this Utah team can beat them by more than – not saying they can't, because it's the same Utah team that just put up 150 on the Kings without Murray and Conley, but I don't think they'll beat this Spurs team by more than 7. The Spurs are in the 10th spot in the West, holding strong. They're right behind. The Pelicans is right behind them by 1 game. So they have to keep winning to hold that play-in spot. So right now, this is the point of the season where we can only bet on teams that got something to play for. That's going to give you effort all the way through. That's not mailing it in. I'm not saying Utah's mailing it in. I know they're still in contention for that first seed, but at the end of the day, their main concern, I'm sure, is getting healthy. There is no home field advantage. So positioning only matters as far as who you rather play when you're in the 8th spot or the 2 spot, 1, 8, 2, and 7, but you don't even know who that is because of the play-in. So as the top 3 seeds, your main focus should be getting healthy. So, because there is no home field. So that's probably why Conley is sitting out. I can't remember what happened to Mitchell. I know he's actually really hurt. So I'm on the Spurs
Ankle.
+7. Only concern I have is coming off a back-to-back. Other than that, I think they cover the 7 easy.
LJ, what you got?
I'm with them. I'm San Antonio plus the
real
7.
quick. Hold up, LJ. I do want to throw this stat. Out of the Spurs' last 10 ATS on the road, they had 6 games on the road out of the last 10 games. They're 5-0-1 ATS. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
And that's why I'm taking them. Because even though they don't win, they compete. They be in the game. So, and Utah missing their 2 best players, I'm going to trust that they can cover that 8. So, even though they get the best home record in the league, I'm going to ride with San Antonio plus the 7. I believe they can cover that. Simply because of what you just said, sir. What you just said.
Okay. 5-0-1 ATS on the road their last 10 games. So I'm going to trust that. And like I say, they still are playing to play for the playoff game. If they're in it today, they're in it. I know that's not, that's not traditionally what the Spurs compete for, but you got a young team just making the playoffs after not making it last year is a step in the right direction. So I'm sure they haven't packed it in for the season yet. I don't think so. Anyway, not by how they're playing anyway, even though, like I said, they are on a 3-game losing streak, but 2 of the games are in overtime. I would say all 3 of those games are against teams that we would consider better than the Spurs: Philly, Boston, and Miami. So all within 5 points. So I'm on the Spurs.
All right. So Marley and LJ are both on the Spurs, ladies and gentlemen. I am off on that game, so let's get on to our next game.
YouTube, everything. You are certainly
right,
my brother. My bad, Coach. Just reading the comments.
No, you good. You good. I kind of threw this whole deal out of order, but at 8:10 Eastern Standard Time, you got Portland taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Right now, that line opened up in favor of the Hawks -1.5. The total's at 236.5. Right now, that line's at -2.5. Still in favor of the Atlanta Hawks, and the total's at 236 right now. Actual factuals: Portland at 36-28 on the year. They're actually kind of hot in the last week. But 33-31 against the spread, while the Atlanta Hawks, they are 31-30 on the year, 35-29-1 against the spread. Into these actual factuals. Portland, they are 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against the spread. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games against Atlanta. 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against Atlanta. 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games on the road. The unders hit 7 out of the last 10 when playing on the road at Atlanta. They're 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 games this season. 12-6 straight up in the last 18 games against an Eastern Conference opponent, and they're 15-5 straight up in the last 20 games against a Southeast Division opponent. Yeah, them some trends right there. Atlanta 12-6 against the. You feel me? Atlanta 12-6 against the spread in the last 18 games. The totals hit 4 out of the last 5, but they're 12-6 straight up in the last 18 games. The unders hit 14 out of the last 20 against Portland. They're 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games at home. The unders hit 7 out of the last 10 when playing at home against Portland. The unders hit 8 out of the last 12 games this season for Atlanta. They're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against a Western Conference opponent, but 1-8 straight up in the last 9 games played in the month of May, and 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games when playing on a Monday. As of right now, for Portland, Powell is questionable. For Atlanta, Snell is downgraded. He's probable for today's game. Bonanovich, say it, Marley. I know you know how to say the
Where you
motherfucker
at?
name.
Hold on. What you looking at?
Atlanta,
Atlanta. Oh, Bogdanovich.
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 Bogdanovich. Yeah. He's popping for today's game. Portland, they are on a 4-game winning streak. They beat Indiana, Memphis, Brooklyn, and Boston in the last week. While Atlanta, they are on a 1-game win streak. They beat a team that they're supposed to beat, the Chicago Bulls, 108-96. But before that, they was on a 3-game losing streak, back-to-backs against Philly and Detroit. Portland taking on the Hawks. What you got, LJ?
Man, I'm riding with them Blazers. Blaze up, my friend. Keep it blazing. These boys is on a hot streak. Not only 40% from the 3-point line. I mean, bro, they shooting 40% as a team from the 3-point line, man. I mean, you get snipers out there. So I looked at the numbers. First of all, let me say this. I'm going first quarter. I don't know what the line is, but I'm taking them the first quarter because they lead the NBA in first quarter points. So I'm going to take that.
Atlanta does?
No, Portland. Portland leads the NBA in first quarter points. So I'm definitely taking that Portland first quarter. Now, for the game aside, what's the points?
2.5.
Plus 2.5?
Yes, sir. I'm finna give you that first quarter line if you give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Because Atlanta's lost 3 out of 4. You know, they haven't been playing very
Portland
well.
is plus half a point first quarter.
Yeah, okay. That's my play too, right there. I mean, it's plain and simple, man. Atlanta averaging like under 100 points the last 3 games. Portland's averaging 130 the last 2-3 games. So I see that's happening. I mean, them boys being on the road right now. I don't know what's going on, but you know they having some road cooking now. So that's my play. First quarter and plus the 2. What'd you say? 2.5? 1.5? 2.5. Yeah.
First quarter or the game? Oh yeah, 2.5 for the game. First quarter is plus half a point.
Both. And I say both.
Okay. First quarter and full
Both.
game.
Thank you.
All right. I guess that means it's my go. Been really high on both these teams lately. Portland, it don't seem like it, but Portland's on a 4 or 5 game winning streak. I don't know if anybody been paying attention. This is their 5th game straight on the road. However, what you said earlier, LJ, all good things must come to an end, right?
Yeah, I did say that.
Looking at the schedule, I think this is the last game before they go back home, which is something I hate betting on too. The last game of a road trip. No, they actually go to Cleveland, then back home. So 2 more games left on this. It's a total 6-game road trip. This is the 5th game. They're on a 4-game road trip win streak. And they're averaging pretty much 130 a game, somewhere around that range. 133 in Indiana, 130 in Memphis, 128 in Brooklyn, and 129 in Boston yesterday. So,
like, Atlanta is gonna have to score 140, bro, just to keep up.
And I mean, but Atlanta can normally score, and they get.
Nah, they too injured.
But see, a lot of people are coming back now, though. I mean, from what it used to look like on his injury report, Bogdanovich is probable, so he's probably going to play. We know how I look at probable. Snell has been upgraded to probable. He's probably going to play. And you got Hunter and Reddish out, so you got Trey back. I don't know how healthy they are. I know Capella is hurt, but he's still been playing. Atlanta. They score, they average 112 a game, and they give up 110.
Look at their last 3, though.
Last 3 games, but they've been hurt. And but I guarantee you, last 3 games, a win in Chicago means nothing. Then you got 2 losses to Philly back-to-back. They were hurt. and you got a loss to Detroit. That loss to Detroit was after like a 4-game win streak, though, on the road, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they were due for that loss is what I'm ultimately get to. And they still, what place are they in? They're in 5th in the West. They're good. Portland's in 7th. I say all that to say this. Get back to my point, though. Both of these teams in their last 10 games, 5-5. Atlanta, 5-1 at home. As a favorite, Atlanta is 3-2. However, at home ATS, Atlanta is 5-1. Portland on the road, 5-1. 5-1 ATS on the road. 7-3 ATS in their last 10 games. I'm going with Portland on the road. Money line. Give me the Blazers.
Thank you.
Blazing is what the fuck I do.
You said all that just to say that.
All that shit just to come back to tell you I want Dame. I want Dame. I want the money line. Yes, I know it's 4-game win streak on the road. All good things must come to an end. But what I tell you yesterday, LJ, and this kind of doesn't fit what I told you yesterday, but it's so many players that I do agree with it. When a star player comes back after a long time of being injured, it fucks up the rotation. Atlanta, it's not their star player coming back, but you got like 3 or 4 guys that really haven't been playing. They finally got their full complement of roster back for the most part. And now you got to throw everybody back in their original roles that they've been playing in, that they haven't been playing in the last couple of weeks. Rotation, etc., chemistry, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Portland, a whole bunch to play for. Can't afford to drop a game. They are in 7th in the West, and yesterday I think they were in 9th, and that's because the Lakers lost and they won, so they jumped up. They're only a game behind Dallas and a game up on the Lakers. So any loss, they can drop to like 10. They go from 7 to 10. I'm sure they're trying to get to 6 where they're already cemented. They don't got to worry about who the fuck is playing and what the fuck is going on. Meanwhile, Atlanta, look, I like this Atlanta team. 19-11 at home, 35-30 overall. Bruh, Portland is 20-12 on the road. I'm not scared to take this team on the road. And I know if this game boils down to a minute left, a couple shots here, you want Trigger Trey with the ball, or you want Dame time with the ball. I want Dame time. Give me Dame. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I like Dame, and it's too much. It's just too many questions with the Hawks right now. I like the way. Look, Portland is playing hot at the right time right now. You know what I'm saying? This is the time to catch fire. It's playoff time. If you think about it, if it wasn't for COVID, we would be in the playoffs right now. Look at how Paul George is playing, because it's playoff time. We're supposed to be in the playoffs. Understand that? Like I said, right now we taking teams who have the most to play for. I'm not saying Atlanta doesn't have more to play for, but Portland's in a more desperate position. Every game matters. So with that said, I'm taking the more, I don't want to call them desperate because I don't think any one of these teams are necessarily desperate, but Portland has more to lose. Powell out, that may be tough. Powell is it depends on where you rank Paul. You put him above Melo or after Melo, so he's the 3rd or 4th most important player. If Dame and CJ give me my 30 from Dame, 20 something from CJ, I'm not worried about the 15 to 20 from Powell. Nurkic is playing, I'll get that from him. If Melo comes out, just give me 15 to 20, I get that from him. I'm okay with Powell. I like Atlanta, and I like Portland on the money line, but the 2.5. I want the money line. There is no sprinkle because I want the money line. There's no sprinkle. That's the play. I'm not taking the 2.5. But I do agree. If I'm not, I can understand why people would take Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta is 2.5. We're not going to act like this is a big gap difference in the two teams. It's 2.5 for reasons. You know what I'm saying? So everybody that's on the other side, I can fully understand. I think you're just really on the other side because Atlanta's at home. Because I think if I move this game to Portland, most people will probably take Portland but we got to understand Portland's better on the road than for whatever reason. They play better on the road. So yeah, I like Portland. And there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games left for Portland, and it's kind of a tough schedule. I mean, they got the Lakers again. They got Utah. Their last 3 games is Utah, Phoenix, and Denver. They have to win the games like Atlanta, Houston, Cleveland. They have to win those games. It's no missing those games. It's 8 games left. They can slip out of the playoffs completely. So, more desperate team. I got Portland money line. Same time.
All right. Goddamn.
Yeah, that was real.
Hey, YouTube, everything. Hey, be sure to subscribe because you're watching on our YouTube right now. Be sure to subscribe, man, so you can come back tomorrow and talk your shit. If they're wrong, and you're right, because I see you on the public, and I kind of gotta agree with you. It do smell fishy. All right, it smells like fish to me. Okay. Traditionally, Portland is one of those teams I don't like betting on, but they have won me. They cashed me out in this past couple of days. This smells like fish. Trust me, it do. But I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride with the Blazers money line because they're really. I just in my opinion, I believe they're playing for some more than something right now than the Hawks are. And with the Hawks getting their guys back, like Marley said, everybody else who filled in now has to transition back into their original role. So we'll see how that plays out. But be sure to subscribe, YouTube.
Hey, my boy United Dave say flying birds tonight. Ain't talking bricks. Atlanta money line. What's up, man? What's up?
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Hawks on that one as well. So I mean not the Hawks, excuse me, Trailblazers. So let's get on to the next game. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Coach, you rolled with me about 3 times last week, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
How many times did I let you down last week?
No, according to my record, none.
None. Ride with me. Ride with me. Let's go.
I got you, B. I'm riding. All right, let's get to our next game. This one starts at 9:10 Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock if you're in the greatest nation. Excuse me, 8 o'clock if you're in the greatest nation, and that's Texas. This line opened up in favor of Philly, -6.5. Right now, that line as a consensus is at 6. Chicago, the total is at 215.5. Right now, that line's at 211.5. You can actually catch some spots. They have it at 211.5 or 211. Excuse me. Get to these actual facts. So 76ers, they are 43-21 on the year, 33-27-4 against the spread, while the Bulls are a sneaky ass 26-38, 32-31-1 against the spread this season. Get to these trends real quick for Philly. The unders hit 12 out of the last 18 games. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games, 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games against Chicago, 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games against Chicago. The unders hit 11 out of the last 14 games on the road. The total has gone over 8 out of the last 10 when playing on the road against Chicago. They're 8-4 straight up in the last 12 games this season, 10-3 straight up in the last 13 games against an opponent in the Eastern Conference. They are 6-3 against the spread in the last 9 games. 9 games against a Central Division opponent. Chirac, they are 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 6 out of the last 9. They're 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games this season. The overs hit 13 out of the last 20 against Philly. The unders hit 10 out of the last 12 at home. The overs hit 8 out of the last 10 when playing at home against Philly. But they're 4-10 straight up in the last against the spread in the last 14 games this season. 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against the Eastern Conference opponent. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games of going against an Atlantic Division opponent. And they're 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games when played in the month of May. Philly, they are pretty healthy, no injuries reports. And T. Brown has been downgraded to out for today's game for the Bulls. Philly, they're on a 4-game winning streak. They beat OKC, Atlanta back-to-back, and on the second, they beat San Antonio 113-111. While Chirac, they are on a 3-game losing streak in the hands of Atlanta, Milwaukee, and New York. Bulls hosting the 76ers. What you got, LJ?
Man, I got them 76ers money line
Mm,
because I don't trust the six.
That's
Because,
too much.
Right.
Ben Simmons and them could be sitting at the end if he'll go out early and they'll fuck around have a backdoor cover. So I'm safe with the money line. For the reason why, I mean, Philly's top five in points allowed on the road, so they play great defense. And defense travels. So I trust that side of the ball when it comes to playing a team that's missing their top scorer, as in Zach Levine. So I don't see them having a chance to win the game. They may, like I say, get the cover at the end, but I don't even think they'll have a lead in this game. Chicago is 20 games below 500. So Vucevic, I think, is questionable too. So who knows if he'll play? So official play, money line.
All right. Marley, what you
Um,
got?
I'm so disappointed in Philly last night. It was just fucking disappointing the shit out of me. Um. Anyway, however, I don't have a side because I don't trust this Philly team after last night, and they're coming off a back-to-back. I used to like this Bulls team until Zach LaVine got hurt. I thought they were gonna sneak into the playoffs. Um, Obviously, I'm pretty sure they're out of it. At 26. Yeah, they're in the 12th. They're not gonna come get that 10th spot. But they made the move for Vucevic. He one of the players I do like. I thought they would sneak in. Billy Donovan was doing a good job up until they got hurt. They're on a 3-game losing streak, man. And in those 3 games that they lost to New York, Milwaukee, and Atlanta, they didn't even score 100 points. So for me, the play here is the under 212. It says, I just checked it right now. It's at 212. It opened at 211. Philly has, out of the last 5 games, they held Milwaukee to 94, OKC to 90, Atlanta to 83, backdoor Atlanta again, 104, and Spurs 111, but that was in overtime. So I'm pretty confident that I don't think the Bulls is going to crack 100 tonight, especially if Vucevic doesn't play. He's questionable right now, I believe. I got under 212. If he doesn't play, he's probably going to go down some more, so I'll catch it now. Under 212 for me. Yellow? Coach?
Yeah, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mic check.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
yeah, I'm gonna pass on this. I'm gonna pass on this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Personally,
take a side, man.
70,
I would pass, hard pass. I just
Bu-
looked at those Bulls totals. Their last 3 games, 97, 98, 94, 102, 101. Like, they're not finna score. I don't think they'll get to 100. So, and if Philly is resting play, they only average 113, but they haven't really been scoring like that lately. So I think they'll shut them down. I don't think the Bulls crack 100 tonight. I think the Bulls melted in.
Money line, Philly.
Yeah, I
yeah,
like that. YouTube everything under Bulls team total first half. They don't score 50 points. That's what I'm saying. They don't score. They're not going to score. They're not going to score. Their last 5 games, they only scored 102 was the highest total they had. Like, and that was
Yeah.
in 26. Their last 3 games,
Hey,
97, 98, 94.
the Bulls is a fade right now, bro.
For sure.
Bottom line.
I just don't trust Philly back to back after coming in overtime to cover those 6 points. So
and that's my thing. I just don't trust Philly. Philly, they beat up on the sorry teams, which this is a team they should beat the hell out of. But they just, they kind of along the lines with Milwaukee with me.
and on the road, I
I
take Philly at home. Philly at home, but on the
Yeah,
road,
it's a different
they
story.
18 and 14 on the road. But they only got 21. They only lost 7 games at home. Their 21 losses, 14 of them are on the fucking road. So, like, yeah, I don't know. The cover 6, yeah, I would take the 6. But I
That
take my
that
chance at the under.
That Philly first half, that don't sound bad to me. I ain't gonna
What's the
lie,
line?
that don't
I can
sound
give
bad.
you. Let me look at the line. Let me
If
look at
it's
the
at
line.
6 right now for full
It's
game,
probably gonna be
then
three and
it
a
should
half.
be 3.5, 3.5, 4.
Right. Let me see. I got it real quick. I was doing a teaser. Hold on. Give me 1 second to lock this teaser in. Sorry. All right. Philly first half is probably 3.5. I'm almost for sure. First
Yeah,
half
I
is
wasn't
3.
gonna make a play, but all right, I wasn't gonna make a play, but I'm liking. I don't know who spit that. I'm gonna call him Double S because I'm on another screen. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ride with him. I'm gonna take
That boy
Philly
YouTube
first
everything
half.
said facts. Fuck around, Bulls win.
Yeah,
That's that
Sean, let's
shit
go.
though. I thought the Spurs was
Let's
gonna
eat.
win last night. To be honest with you, I was like, look at this shit. The Spurs that came back.
I'm gonna ride with Sean, man. Everybody eats, B. All right,
Hey, easy money, B. I
I'm gonna
like
ride
that,
with the.
Sean. I like that play too.
I'm gonna
First
take
half.
that.
I like that. That's not a bad play.
All right, we got 2 more games to cover, so let's try to get through this. And this is gonna be a great game right here. Memphis
No.
hosting the New York Knicks. The Knicks has been another team that after I saw them play a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh yeah, I
Man, I
see
tried to
what the
put you on the Knicks.
hype
I
is
tried to
about.
put you on the Knicks a month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
Right, right. You know that's on me. But let's go right into it. This line opened up in favor of Memphis -2.5, and the total's at 217.5. Right now, that line is at -3.5 as a consensus. Some spots been having it at 4, but 3.5 right now, and the total's at 221.5. The Knicks, they are 36-28 on the year, 41-22-1 against spread, while the Grizzlies are 32, a sneaky ass 32-31 on the year, but they're 38-24-1 against the spread this season. Get to these actual factuals. Knicks 14-1 against the spread last 15 games. The over has hit 8 out of last 10. They're 11-1 straight up in the last 12 games. 4-10 straight up in the last 14 games against Memphis, though. They're 6-0 against the spread in the last 6 games on the road. 1-7 straight up in the last 8 games when playing on the road against Memphis, though. They're 9-1 against the spread in the last 10 games this season. The overs hit 7 out of the last 7 games when playing against a Western Conference opponent. And the over has hit 5 out of the last 5 against an opponent in the Southwest Division. Memphis, they're 14-6 against the spread in the last 20 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 games. They're 11-3 straight up against the spread in the last 14 games at home. 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games when playing at home against New York. The unders hit 5 out of the last 7 games this season. They're 14-3 against the spread in the last 17 games against an Eastern Conference opponent. The overs hit 5 out of the last 7 against an Atlantic Division opponent. But they're 2-11 straight up in the last 13 games in the month of May. Injury reports: Burks is questionable for today's game, as well as Noel for the Knicks. And Allen, he is questionable. Grayson Allen is questionable for today's game against the Knicks. The Knicks are on a 2-game winning streak, beating the crap out of 2 teams that they're supposed to beat, which was the Bulls and Houston. While Memphis is coming off a heartbreaker 112-111 loss against the Orlando Magic. The young boy Cole Anthony hit that buzzer beater, right? Was that game?
Yep. Yes, it was. I lost money on that game.
Yeah. Yep. And so that has Memphis on a 1-game losing streak. But in the last 4 games, they're 1-4. If you want to talk about the last 10 games, they are right at 5-5. But if you want to go to the last 8 games, they are 3-6, 3-5.
Lost to Orlando
in the last 8 games. Yeah, but they beat them. They beat them today, like 2 days before that. But yeah, you're right.
They do a young team.
Versus Memphis, what you got, Marley?
Tough game. Really, extremely tough game. Breaking it down. 2 young teams that are very good and up and coming, I think. The Grizzlies are fighting to hold on to, I think, the 8th spot in the West right now. Which if they lose a game or 2, they can find themselves out of the little playoff scenario or as high as 7 or 6. The Knicks, Right now they're in 4th, but they lose a game or two, they can find themselves all the way to 8th or 9th. That's how jumbled up the East is. So both games still matter. Still a lot of importance in these games. So what I broke down to, I look at the last 10 games, which is why I always get the last 10 games, the numbers for the last 10 games most of the time. Because what you did in early in the season and 2 months ago, I don't care what you did 2 months ago. But I'm looking at you recently. Last 10 games, Knicks 9-1, 3-0 on the road, 9-1 ATS, 5-1 as a dog, 3-0 ATS on the road. Memphis, they're 5-5 in their last 10, 1-1 at home, 3-2 as a dog, 1-1 ATS at home. And as much as I do like this Memphis team, they're tough. New York is tough. They used to play good defense. Here lately, their defense has kind of fell off. I don't know if that's because Valanciunas missed a couple games. But he's been back a couple games, so maybe that'll pick back up. But they lost 3 out of their last 5. And one of those wins that they got of those 2 wins is against Orlando. So, yeah, what do we say about that? Portland was the other win back on the 25th of April. Portland avenges that game on the 28th. Memphis is inconsistent, and a lot more inconsistent than New York is. And maybe, this is just New York time to lose a game. Like I said, they 9-1 out of their last 10 games and 6-1 at home. 3, they haven't lost on the road out of those last 10 games. So you know what? I don't expect them to lose on the road now. But I do like Memphis, and it's more important to them probably. But I got the Knicks plus the 4 here. And LJ, this is the game that we sprinkle a little bit on that money line because they might walk out that motherfucker with the victory. But I'm gonna take the 4.
You trust in New York gonna get that victory, huh?
I trust that they can get the victory. I trust that they'll cover the 4 for sure, though. Yes, they are on the back-to-back, but they played Houston last night, Shine. I mean, they was up easily in that game. And one thing I do know about a Thibodeau team, they gonna play hard. I've been riding with this Knicks team for, I know, a solid month and a half, 2 months. One thing I do not have to worry about is them not playing hard. But yeah, they are on the back-to-back. Hey, you are absolutely right. They are on a back-to-back. But I just look at it like they beat the Rockets 122-97. Like that game was over early. That game was over early. Yeah. So I don't think that there wasn't a lot of energy expended in beating the Rockets last night. So and like I said, everything still matters. They're only a game. I can get the standings right now. They're not that far ahead. Like 1 game in the East is a lot right now. I'm gonna look it up. Well, I'll go ahead and give you a play, LJ. I'm gonna see where they are, where they're at.
Well, to make it short, I don't have no side. These teams both play defense. They top 5 in like 5 different defensive categories. So I don't know who is going to win this game. I'm going to enjoy watching it, though, because this is another one all streets could come to an end. So they play good at home. New York has a nice hot streak, like you say. So I just couldn't see an advantage neither way. So I gracefully pass on this game.
Yeah, the Knicks are they got 36 and 28, and let's say Boston is in 7th, and they're only 2 games behind. So I mean, you lose a game or 2, you can go from 4 to 8. Can't lose a game. Can't lose a game. Every game counts.
What?
Good game though. This is a player prop game. Man, I want to look at that Zion prop tonight. That's what I need to be looking at. Because he go dominate.
So LJ didn't have a play on this game?
No, he did not. There you go. LJ, you didn't give a play on this game, right?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah, we hear
passed
you.
on this game.
All right, what was your play, Marley?
Knicks +4.
Knicks +4. All right. Yeah, man. It's just hard for me to fade. Definitely look like some trap games for tonight, but I'm riding with Memphis. I mean, not Memphis. I'm gonna ride with the Knicks money line for tonight's game.
Yeah.
Come on with it, man. Fuck it.
Where's the Zion prop
All right.
set?
So let's get to our last and final game for tonight. And right
Oh shit.
now, the Lakers really not on my good side this season. Sean said, "Scared LJ, scared money don't make no money."
Ooh. It does not. It does not. Damn, why I can't find
Hey,
Zion shit.
but it does smell like fish. It does smell like fish, but it's just hard for me to book the hot teams right now. So I'm gonna ride with the Knicks on there. All right, man. Let's get to these pretenders, these Lakers. This line opened up in favor of the Nuggets, -1.5. The total's at 219.5. Right now, that line has jumped all the way up to -4.5, and the total is at 213. We
Damn.
definitely need to look and see if King James is playing.
No, he's not.
No,
Nuggets,
it's
they're
not.
43-21. Okay, they're 43-21 against us on the year straight up. They're 31-33 against the spread. While the Lakers are 36-28 on the year, 28-35-1 against the spread. I'll get to these actual factuals. The Nuggets, the unders hit 5 out of the last 7. They're 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games. They're 2-7 straight up in the last 9 games against the Lakers. The unders hit 6 out of the last 7 on the road. They're 0-5 straight up in the last 5 games when playing on the road against the Lakers. The Nuggets, they are 9-1 straight up in the last 10 games of the season. The total has gone under 5 out of the last 6 games against an opponent in the Western Conference. And they are 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games in the month of May.
LJ, mute your mic.
LJ, mute your mic real quick. The Lakers, they are 0-6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games. They're 1-6 straight up in the last 7 games. The overs hit 8 out of the last 10 games against Denver. They're 1-6 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing at home. They're 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games when playing at home against Denver. They're 0-4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games this season. They're 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games against an opponent in the Western Conference. The total has gone under 4 out of the last 6 games against an opponent in the Northwest Division, and the total has gone over 5 out of the last 6 games in the month of May. Ooh, excuse me. Injury reports right now. Denver, Burton, he is out indefinitely. Well, these are all guys that have been out. As for the Lakers, King James is out for today's game, and Schroeder, he's out indefinitely. He's quarantined right now. Nuggets, they're on a 5-game winning streak, beating Houston, Memphis, Pelicans, Toronto, and Clippers last game, 110-104. While the Lakers, man, they just been sucking ass. They cost me bread. The other night against Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? They won me a little bit of bread first half against they won me by losing first half against Washington. But yeah, they 600 down the drain against Sacramento, and they was up by 12 at one point going in the fourth quarter. Nuggets taking on them weak ass Lakers. What you got, Marley?
Them weak ass. Like last 10 games, Denver 9-1, 3-1 on the road. They are now. This is the problem with Denver. Like I said, they're 9-1 overall in their last 10, 3-1 on the road, 8-1 at home. Our problem is 5-5 ATS, 3-3 ATS at home, 2-2 ATS on the road. Get my point? They don't. I can't say they don't cover. I can't say they do. They're middle of the. Sometimes they cover, sometimes they don't. However, Coach, we talked about this earlier today. What I told you when I come out, I got a pool tournament tonight, and when I come my way home, I'm not even gonna go over no more numbers. On my way home, guys, I'm gonna stop at Wendy's. And you know what I'm gonna get? You know what I'm gonna get, LJ? From Wendy's on my
Probably
way
a
home tonight?
booty.
Some spicy nuggets. Take the nuggets. -5. Take the nuggets. Lakers will be in the playoff game, and that thing that LeBron complaining about right now, that he didn't complain about a couple of years ago. The only thing that concerns me, even that boy say a biggie bag, you feel me? The only thing is just I hate how they got done last night, so they might be a little bit motivated to come out and play a little harder than they did. But no Schroeder, no LeBron. Anthony Davis still ain't really found his footing yet. Jokic, MVP right now. It might be by default, but if you look at his numbers, been playing the best basketball all season, been consistent all season. 26 points per game, 10 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game. I mean, what more can he do? I mean, excuse me, not 5 assists, 8.5 assists a game. So, and then like my boy Sean said, no Schroeder, no guard. That is a problem for them. You got to have him with Anthony Davis and or LeBron. You can't have him by himself. I did like the addition of Drummond. I really haven't been paying too much attention to see what he's been doing. And the Lakers' biggest concern right now is really just getting in the playoffs. I know they don't want to be in that playoff game, but ain't got no choice, dog. They go down tonight. They just don't have enough on the roster without LeBron on that team, and a banged up Anthony Davis. And that really should concern Laker fans going into the playoffs. I don't know if they should be concerned about that play-in game, but it's gonna be tough in that West injured. What's going on right now, especially. So I think the Denver take it tonight, man. So on you guys' way home tonight, it's a late game. Like I said, I'm gonna be coming from my little pool tournament. Hit that Wendy's up. My boy Sean say get the biggie bag, but don't get the regular nuggets. Get the spicy. -5. That boy say I'm doing this.
All right.
800 for a triple double. Huh. Let me look at that, Sean.
LJ, what you got? Who you like, man? LJ there?
LJ, your mic muted. Unmute.
Hello, you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, we
I
got
said
you good.
I am going right with you and get some spicy nuggets too, sir. Denver definitely will win this game.
Let's go.
There's an important stat that I like that swayed me this morning. They're second best on the road in defensive rebounding. So they don't give up second chance points. So, and the Lakers are hindered, man. They are 0-7 in their last ATS games. 17% winning percentage as an underdog. Wow. That's crazy. So, Denver's the hottest team in the league. I told you this on my show Sunday. Statistically, they're the best team in the league, and that's without Jamal Murray. So, they're definitely on a winning streak. 14-3 in their last 17 games. The Lakers are 6-10 in their last 16. So, I'm on Denver, and it's -5. Yes, I will take that 5 for show purposes. Definitely. And I got an extra play in this game, too. Michael Porter Jr., over 32.5 point rebounds and assists. Take that prop.
Say that again?
Michael Porter Jr. over 32 points, assists, and rebounds.
Over 32 points.
Yeah. So all it has to equal up to 35 points. His assists, his rebounds, his
just 35 total.
Points.
You keep saying points. You mean just 35. Add it all together.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's averaging 25 points in his last 10 games. This boy's balling right now. So I see him coming out of the sorry game tonight. Why would he pick tonight? This is the Lakers. Even though the Lakers haven't been playing well, everybody wants to play against LeBron, bro. It's just show your best game when it comes
Yo,
to
Mike,
playing them.
stop it. We can keep going in and out. My bad. Listen to you though.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, keep it short. Denver -5.
I'm trying to listen to that thing you said. I'm looking up Jokic props right now. Think I found one I like. Man, Jokic to have 30 points, Denver to win, and Denver to have over 109 points plus 274. I don't know if Jokic give you that 30 though. Can Jokic give me a 30 piece tonight?
I don't know, but so both of y'all are riding with these Nuggets. I'm chilling
Yeah.
on this game. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm chilling on this game. I'm chilling, man. I was gonna take them Lakers because I was like, man, this will be the game that they will win. But
I like the +5 just because they got embarrassed yesterday, and that was the talk. So you got a little added motivation. Yeah, I stayed off his shine that 30 piece. I was too scared to take on that 30. He averaged 25. So, but yeah, that's the only thing I'm concerned about. They got embarrassed last night, so they got a little extra added motivation. But bro, no Schroeder is huge to have no Schroeder and LeBron.
yeah, that is.
Everything is on a injured Anthony Davis. He's not injured, but he just got back. He's not back. He hasn't even put up 25 yet. Like, he not all the way back yet. He not back in rhythm. But this could be the game he come out though. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at the Nuggets, bro, like LJ says, statistically, this team been playing the best basketballs. It's just quietly, and you got Phoenix that's been balling, overshadowing everybody, and nobody gives the Nuggets credit. And since Murray got hurt, nobody thinks they can win the championship, so they're not making no noise. So that's my thing on that. Jokic to have 8 assists in a Denver win plus 121. I think I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's kind of review these plays. Let's review the plays for today's games. And if I miss something, just let me know. Marley likes the Wizards money line. Pacers
No.
versus Wizards
first half -2.
Okay, instead of the money line.
What did you say? Wizards money line? Yeah, I have Wizards first half -2 and the under 245.5.
All right, and the under. And game under. Okay. All right. So he has Wizards first half and the game under. He has the Pacers versus Wizards. That's right. The Pacers versus Wizards under. The Pelicans -2.5. Spurs +7. Blazers money line. 76ers and Bulls under. Knicks +4. And the Nuggets -5. Can you confirm?
Say my bad. I'm looking at my prop. Say that one more time for me. Sorry.
Wizards first half.
Yes.
Pacers versus Wizards under.
Yes.
Pelicans -2.5. Spurs
Pelicans money
+7.
line.
Oh, you don't want to. Okay. Blazers money line.
Yes.
76ers Bulls under.
Yes.
Knicks +4.
Yes.
And Nuggets -5.
Correct, sir.
All right. LJ's off, but hopefully these were his plays. Wizards money line.
No.
He like the Pacers versus Wizards under.
No play on the Wizards. He had the under 245.
The under 245. Okay. All right. Let me correct that real quick. Give me a sec. So he just did the total for that game?
Right.
All right. We got the so Pacers versus Wizards under. Pelicans -2.5.
Right.
Spurs +7.
Right.
Blazers first quarter and full game +2.5.
Right.
76ers money line.
Right.
And the Nuggets -5.
Right.
All right. And for myself, I got the Wizards first half and the Wizards money line, Blazers money line, 76ers first half. I'm riding with Sean on that. All right, Sean, I'm riding with you.
What was that?
And the
-3, right?
Knicks money
-3 or
line.
money line on that Sixers?
It's first half. But you
Yeah,
know
I know.
what?
It was
I
-3.
might just do.
You
I
want the
might
money
do
line or
money
the
line.
-3?
I'll do the -3, and then I'm gonna take the Knicks money line. So I got two underdog plays with the Knicks and the Blazers,
Yeah, me too.
and two
One of
first
my two.
half plays and the Wizards money line. So we should do our thing. Let's get over here to these comments real quick. Sean said Lakers under. He said I'm eating tonight. I'll let y'all know how it goes tomorrow. Yes, sir. Be sure to
Yes,
tune in.
sir. Good luck, my
Johnny
brother.
triple double. He said he likes that Wizards under plus money line. All right. He also liked that Nick solo over. All right. LJ said his headphones died. All right. Yeah. So that's it. All right, Marley. Before we get to the open mic, everybody eats, B. Everybody eats. Before we get to the money line, you got a $5 come up for today?
Always, man. Always. Always, always, always. $5 come up today is the Knicks +4. It is Blazers money line, Spurs +7 and under 245.5 in that Wizards game. And that's it.
All right. Hey, Sean, Sean a returner or he new?
Who?
Is Sean a returner or he's new? Sean.
Nah, Sean been here. Sean been here for a while.
Oh, okay, because for some reason I don't know how I did it, but today the
right.
the Facebook broadcast went to my profile.
Give me a look. Okay.
All right. Anything you want to talk about open mic? The only thing I got is Dodge to the moon, man. Doggy coin to the moon, man. That's all I got for today.
Dogecoin to the motherfucking moon. Nah, man. I just jumped on this. Y'all boys, that boy Sean had me looking at these props and shit. I think I'm finna jump on this Jokic to have 25 points, 9 assists, and Michael Porter Jr. to have three threes plus 275.
Hold on, what?
Jokic to have 25 points. And
No. What's the last one you said?
Oh, Michael Porter to hit 3 threes.
How many has he been averaging a game?
Let me go back to that. I just had that shit up real quick. Hold on, 2 seconds. Denver.
That got me thinking now. I might jump.
I know they got me looking at shit I don't even fucking fuck with. Stats. Where is he? Porter Jr. There you go. Michael Porter Jr. He had 3 points. He's shooting 43 on the season, 44% on the regular season. Where the fuck is the attempts at? So, position.
Triple double.
Oh, the fuck.
Man, them Lakers. Them weak ass Lakers fuck around and win outright tonight.
All right, he did. He's shooting. Where is 3 points? Season. He's shooting 42%. It's not. I don't know how to look at this. Got this shit. Let me do it.
I would just look at the last 3 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do right now.
Look at it.
I don't know what the fuck I was just doing. That's what I'm about to go do right now. Last 3 games. All right, let's see. New Orleans.
So while you doing that, real quick, LJ, he said best bet parlay of the day, Denver -5, Colorado and hockey -1.5, the Rockies money line. #parlay king.
He hit
He
3
said the
against.
Lakers win tonight. I'll never bet soccer again. That's weird.
That's crazy.
That sounds like me though. If I lose this soccer bet, I'm not betting no more. I ain't played a soccer bet in a couple of
Y'all used to be
months.
on that soccer hard, nigga. Hard. I'm all over
Yeah.
hockey tonight though. He hit 3 that night. So he hit 3 against New Orleans. He hit 3 against Toronto, and then the last game they played. So that's 3 out of the 2 of the last 3 games. He made at least 3. Now I'm finna look at this Clipper game, which is their last game. See how many he hit. But he's shooting like 5. He's shooting 6 and 7, 8 a game. So I'm definitely gonna get the attempts.
T Dodge is at 43 right now.
How still going up? I want to buy some more today, but I'm trying to find something else to invest in other than Doge.
So some things I've been looking at. Some Safe Moon is really low right now. Safe Moon is a good deal to just drop like that's so that boy Sebastian put me on it. Safe Moon is another Bitcoin that's kind of where Dodge was a couple of months ago. So he told me, in fact, since we've been
I'm trying to find something else outside of crypto to invest in.
Oh, outside of crypto? Oh, okay. Yeah, you might want to take your time because
that's what I'm doing.
Right now,
educating myself. We'll talk.
We'll talk about that.
Michael Porter's last before we get out of here, Michael Porter last 3 games he hit 4 threes the last game and 3 threes the 2 games prior to that. So I think he definitely can give me my 3 threes. Jokic averages 25 points, so that's that 25, and he averages 8.5 assists, which he can give me 9 tonight. So I'm actually gonna jump on that little prop bet for fun.
Triple double?
No, it's Jokic to get 20
points.
Jokic to get 25 points and 9 assists, and Michael Porter Jr. to hit 3 threes.
Oh, so that's a together parlay, together deal.
Yes. Yeah, all those things kind of got to happen. Exactly.
Now I have to check them out, man. United Day, definitely gonna have to go check them out.
Guys, you guys.
But yeah, I was gonna say since we.
What's their name?
It's a
Ticket TV. Yeah, I'll check them out. Ticket TV. Yeah, Sean, I'm about to jump on that hoe right now, bro. Right now.
Yes.
Plus 2.
While we were on the show, Dodge went up to 44.
Damn. And I almost put some more in earlier today when we was texting and shit. Swear to God. But I want to find something else to invest in outside of Doge. Because I made baby invest in it when we first got on it. So we got enough in Doge. All right, now.
Let's see.
But yeah, man, let me get ready, man. I gotta
right now.
You
headed over here for track?
Nah, so on Mondays, I shoot pool. The playoffs started, so I got a pool tournament to go to, and then so I'm really finna get my ass up out of here so I can make sure I'm on time. Playoffs start today. Nigga trying to give me a free trip to Vegas, dog.
Gotcha. Well, hey, man, we appreciate y'all, everybody tuning in. We had a little difficulties for some reason. It went to the Bros Bets personal page instead of the Brothers and Bets business like Facebook page. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's get this money. Let's beat Vegas. Oh, that's Marley's line. Go ahead, Marley.
You good, bro. I always tell LJ this. I don't care who said. We just always got to say it at the end of the show. But the hashtag is Let's Beat Vegas. We've been whooping their ass so far.
Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from